All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're tackling a big one, navigating the cyber frontier. Think of this as your 2025 roadmap for breaking into the world of cybersecurity.
So, I'm guessing you're here because you want a career in cybersecurity. And honestly, why wouldn't you? It's one of the most vital and fastest growing fields on the planet right now.
But, and this is the big hurdle, right? It can feel, well, a little overwhelming. You look at this huge, complex field and just think, where on earth do I even start?
Well, you are definitely not alone in feeling that.
And the good news is, we've got you covered. This explainer right here, this is your map. We're going to cut through all the noise and give you a clear path forward. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, the cyber frontier awaits. Let's get a feel for the landscape.
So here's the deal. This isn't just an interesting career path. It's an absolutely essential one. Pretty much every part of our lives is going digital. And all of those digital assets, from your bank info to national infrastructure, need protection. For you, that means one thing: opportunity. The demand is surging, and the career possibilities are incredible.
So, if you want to seize those opportunities, you need the right skills. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of building your skills stack, what you actually need to know to get hired and to be great at your job.
The first thing to really get your head around is that success in cyber is a balancing act. It's not just about what you know technically. Of course, you absolutely need the hard skills to do the security work, but you also, just as importantly, need the soft skills to work with people, to communicate ideas, and to be effective in a team. On the technical side, this is your foundational toolkit. You've got to have some scripting skills using languages like Python or PowerShell to automate tasks. Then come the core domains, securing networks with things like firewalls and VPNs, and locking down operating systems, whether it's Windows, macOS, or Linux. And today, cloud security is non-negotiable. You need to understand AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. And finally, you have to know what to do when an attack actually happens. That's all about incident response and forensics. Now, there is a term here that represents a massive shift in the industry: DevSecOps. For a long time, security was just bolted on at the very end of a project. DevSecOps totally flips that on its head. It's about building security in from the very beginning, at every single stage of development. Understanding this philosophy isn't just a bonus, it's a huge competitive advantage. Now for that other side of the coin, the workplace skills. You can be a technical genius, but if you can't clearly explain a complex threat to a non-technical manager, or you can't collaborate with your team during a crisis, you're going to hit a wall in your career. And I want to call special attention to that last one: continuous learning. The threats change daily. If you aren't constantly learning and adapting, you're falling behind. It's not a skill, it's a survival trait in this field. Okay, so you're building the skills. Fantastic. But how do you prove to an employer that you actually have them? That takes us to the next stop on our map: validating your expertise. And here's a super important distinction that a lot of people get confused about. You have certificate programs and you have certification exams. Think of it this way: certificate programs, like the ones from Google or IBM, are for learning. They're structured courses that teach you. Certification exams, from places like CompTIA, are for proving. They're standardized tests that validate what you already know. Learning versus proving. It's a key difference. Your certification journey should be a smart progression. You don't want to aim for the expert level stuff on day one. A much better path is to start broad. Get a foundational cert like CompTIA's Security Plus to get a solid understanding of the entire landscape. From there, you can specialize in an area you find exciting, maybe penetration testing with the Pen Test Plus. And only then, after you have some real experience, do you go for the advanced credentials like the CISSP. And that's just one example path. Depending on your specific goals, you could aim for the Certified Ethical Hacker if you're into offensive security, or the CISA if you're interested in auditing, or the CSSP for cloud. The big takeaway here is to match the certification to the job you actually want. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, this all sounds really expensive, and it can be, but our next section is all about how you can get started, practice your skills, and stay current, all without breaking the bank. There is an incredible ecosystem of free resources just waiting for you. The real trick is to combine them.
Use free online courses to learn the theory, then immediately apply that theory in hands-on labs like Try Hack Me. When you get stuck, and trust me, you will, you can ask for help in communities like Reddit. And to keep up with the fast-moving industry, you follow the blogs from places like the SANS Institute. That combination is what builds real, practical skill.
So, we've covered the skills you need, the certifications to prove them, and the free resources to get you there. The map is laid out. Now it's time for the journey to begin. I want to leave you with this idea because it really captures the most important thing you need for this career. Success in cybersecurity is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about continuous learning, adaptability, and a proactive mindset. That's the secret. This isn't a field where you get a degree or a cert and then you're done. It's a career built on curiosity. The tools will change, the threats will change, but that commitment to learning is your single greatest asset. The roadmap is in your hands. The opportunities are immense. The cyber frontier is waiting for you, so the only question left is, are you ready to begin your journey? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer. We'll see you next time.